Right. He's saying instead of spending only 700,000. All right. Use 500, and then the other three, the other 200, they'll get the rest of it for next year.
I understand clearly why these numbers are given to me, so I don't know that to be totally, but I trust Mr. Baker. 265,097 you have in carryover. So that carryover is carryover. So that will go to SES, if I understand this. The difference, if I do the math, which I don't take credit for, is 500 to 84. You're saying appeal half of that, and that's because in part, we in the summer of 09 or 09 used monies for public school students in that amount. So 212 about. So appeal not the entire 765. I don't know.
So what you're saying that instead of 7, you're looking at 5?
Well, they're trying to bring it up higher. They don't take 5 from you guys, and they don't want to take the other 2 from you guys. Because they're saying that if they can appeal and get funded, and they can fund it the rest of it.
So we're going to use 265. All right, so right. So then what are we going to do that? They're not. So you feel half.
No, I still can't figure out why would we appeal half of the 500,000 to it.
That's what they want to offer, so let's go ahead and appeal.
We're appealing, the reason for appeal is because we're assuming that the cost to the program for the next 2 months won't be more than $515,000. So the fact that they told us to allocate 765 was an arbitrary number, which we disagree with, and we think that the cost will only be 515, but that's what it costed last year.
No.
But we have more kids this year.
I'll tell you why, Mr. Seiler. Again, you want my blunt answer?
Yes.
You're not. I know you also. You're not Mr. Seiler. I asked that question, Ms. Silva, or one of us asked, Mr. Anderson maybe. Well, how are we going to spend all this money in 2 months? There's always ways to spend money. You could. Let me just tell you so you get, and I know you know this, each kid's allocation is $16.74, that rings a bell.
For this particular
okay, for this year, divided by, okay. You could technically, because when I asked how, I was told we'll get technical support, which in my opinion we don't always get enough of, but from the state. But they've said, we'll work that out with you, but they could say, well, you know what, each kid gets $16.74. Not all the kids are going to be serviced. Remember, out of the 1,700, some have been fully served. We're only going to pick those kids who are most needy, and the Silva will do that by a criteria, which she's establishes, academics. So all kids are not going to get this regardless of where, even if you did the whole 765. But I think they suggested, but I could be wrong, but a way that you could spend all this money, Mr. Seiler, is say, guess what, kids? It's summertime. Instead of coming once a week or twice a week for after-school services, since there's no school, come 5 hours a day, 4 days a week. Trust me, if there's a will, there's a way. That money's going to be spent.
That's it, right.
No,
That's it.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
That's it. That is good.
That's it.
I don't want to deceive you, Mr. During the year, it's after school because there's school. During the summer, there is not school for most students.
I understand.
I don't want it later to say I didn't explain this.
I understand, but what I'm hearing is that we've been going around about this all night, and what I'm hearing is that a few of our board members are willing to vote if they're allowed to give this concession. I would like for it to be the entire number, but obviously, having voted on it 3 times, it won't fly. So if this is what they are going to do and we're going to be able to get the adequate votes to move it forward, then we don't have any choice unless you're going to convince them that the 765, 381 is the way to go. I don't know that that's going to be the case. Well, you know what? At this point, I don't know how much stuff is legal. We don't have time. It needs to be done now. We've been fighting.
12:43.
Here's what I may suggest at this hour without advance notice. I want to make it clear that if we would accept any number, it is predicated on the state giving us in writing, because based on my opinion, there seems to be less clarity by the state on certain issues. They must give us in writing that the number of 765, whatever that number is at this hour, is the final number that they say we owe for both 9-10 and 8-9. Okay, they have to make that clear because unfortunately, no disrespect, and I'm friendly with Miss Oxy and all her friends, but the fact is that I don't get clarity there, and I put everything in writing and I wait. I have to do Oprah requests to get responses or get information. Not from Miss Oxy, she's very helpful. Not from Wendy, who's very helpful. But whatever it may be. I think for the board to be protected, I don't want you to agree to anything and then the state to say, oops, we made a mistake, and now you owe more money, which is not unheard of. It's nothing against the state. So I would think that you would want to have in writing clarity that this 765 number, 381 I believe, is the final number regarding 08, 09, and 09, 010. Once we get that, which we don't have now, because I don't know how they got to the 765 number in full clarity. Do you, Ms. Silva? No. Do you, Mr. Fager? Nor does Mr. Anderson. Okay, if we get that in writing, then let us use, I need the math man here, use the 200, what is your carryover number? 265,097. That's carryover money. Candidly, you need to use it or lose it, and all students are important, but the other students, or those students, weren't counting, I don't believe, on that carryover. That carryover, as of now, is dedicated to public students, and either we use it or not, from what Neva, Bill, and you have told me. So for sure, the 265, which I think is what Mr. Seidler said, to his credit, if I understood it. As far as the remaining money, which would equal 500, 284, should we get in clarity in writing, should the 265,097 be allowed to be used? Okay. Well, we want that in writing, that the carryover money can be used, and they're not going to question the carryover money. Okay. Then the 500, 284, what I'm hearing, if I could say it my way, which I hope is your way, and if not, tell me, appeal whatever amount we use in the summer of 09 for public school students through Ms. Lawson, the various good programs we had, which was how much about?
Which was approximately 212,000.
Appeal 212, the thinking being that we use that money for public school students, I am told, in the summer 09. That was bridges and other things, which I will call Ms. Lawson myself and find out, or he lost her. The difference would be the difference of 500, 284, and 212, which I need that number. If it's approximately 212. 288, 284, assuming it's even 212. So the public school children would thus get, if I understand this, 288